In last tutorial, we focused on what are the basic JavaScript arithmetic operators, but let's now go beyond that and make our life much simpler using some of the advanced operators that we are going to cover today. Also, I will be sharing some of the valuable tips. So let's get started. Increment operator plus where some number is equal to some number plus, and then I will say console.log some number, and the same thing I will print before incrementing. Initialize it because else it will throw a undefined error. Anyways, let's run it. And you can see that before incrementation, the value was 1. And here we have not incremented anything, but we have used this plus operator. This is called increment operator in JavaScript, and it gets incremented to 2. I hope that's pretty clear now. Now let's move to our next operator. Decrement operators, I will write decrement operator minus. First of all, let's run our code. So you can see that our some number is equal to 1, and then we decremented it and it gets to 1 minus 1, that is 0. So it is similar to saying some number is equal to some number minus 1. It decrements directly. Since our sum number was 1, so it gets decremented and it was 0, and then it printed the code. Okay, but what if our sum number here is 0? Now let's run them. You will see that it supports integer operations. That means that what happened here was our sum number initialized was 0, but now our sum number was decremented by 1, so that means minus 1. But this is not a good thing in coding. You can't have a number which goes to minus 1 if you are creating a website that tracks users login. So what that will do is it will just break your code at some point. So keep that in mind. We will check for even numbers. What we are going to do is we are going to check if given number is even. So what I will do is I will say var number is equal to, let's check for 135. So if we divide this number by let's say answer is equal to number modulo 2, then we will say console.log and then print answer. If it returns 1 as a remainder means whatever you get by dividing this number. Now it will work fine. So if I say like this, it will say 1. That means that number 135 is odd. Now if I change it to 134, you will see that the remainder is 0. Now you might be curious by how much this number is divisible. So answer is pretty simple. You will say, let's say instead of using this, we will use the floor division. And now if you run the code, you will directly see the answer. By 67, this number is precisely divisible by 2. I hope that's clear. Here they are saying floating point numbers or decimal values where num1 is equal to 3.14. Now what they are telling is when you store an integer, it gets stored as infinite precision because you have this 0 at the end. But when you use something like float, then this value can go to up to anything. So that infinite precision is lost. So you may get some different value that you expected from the initial value. What I will be doing, I will just going to change this value. I will say 0.5 num1 where num2 is equal to again 0.5 for the sake of simplicity, where answer is equal to num1 into num2. Then we will print the answer. If I run this, you will see that it's 0.25. And how that is doing it? It is, you can always debug your code. Run it again, and you will see that first 0.5, if you multiply it, you will get 0.25. That's here. But note that these values are not precise values. So that concludes our tutorial on JavaScript arithmetic operators. I hope that you learned a lot. Go and practice. Make sure that you share it with others if you found this useful, and subscribe for more content on programming and web development. See ya in next video. Bye bye.